I am a 24-year-old female, and my husband is 24 too. Both met at our university attire when we both were 18. Got married at age of 21. I run a bridal store and he runs a hardware shop. My husband has two siblings who are 12 and 10, as his parents struggled with fertility issues for decades and then had two children later. His parents died 2 months back in an accident and left a house but not much money due to bad investments. My husband took his siblings in and I respect him for that. But it isn't something that I signed up for at such a young age. Our whole budget has gone to toss and he will be responsible for their education and other things in future. Yes, we both earn well, but still expensive foreign trips, my high-end lifestyle, and other things need money. Our own plan was to have 5 years of marriage and planned child, around age of 27. I realized it won't be something I want at this point with too much household work and 2 kids to care for. I asked for divorce and has moved out. There are not many assets as we were saving for a house, and I will grant him an easy divorce. I love him, but I am selfish and at 24. I don't want to do all this. I want to travel and live my life. It hurts, but this isn't something I want. I have moved out and he is asking me to solve this. I can't ask him to give away his siblings to other relatives or social care. I am not that horrible person, but I also don't want to be responsible for them. My parents and siblings are saying that hardships are part of life and I should give my marriage a chance. I don't know. I know I will be very resentful if I force myself into this. Edit. Need to add. People are talking about my vows with him. My vows and commitment was or is with him. If he was in some accident and had lost his limbs, I would have taken care of him because I committed to him. So please stop trying to put the equivalence with me not taking responsibility for his siblings. I wasn't committed to his family. I was committed to him only. I am 24, not ready to role-play a mother role at this age. Edit. I am depressed with all you the a whole, but it's okay. That's your opinion. I belong to third world country. I am expected to take care of children. Men barely contribute in child raising. Indeed, I am not mature enough to raise preteens at this age. Comments. The bottom line is that this is your life and your choice to make. Whether or not you're an a-hole for making it doesn't matter. You will need to live with your decision whichever way you go and whatever anyone else thinks of your decision. It is none of their fault. It is just life. She didn't sign up for this, and neither did he. The kids are innocent, and so are the adults. It is actually brave for OP to move out now than leave than later. Someone pretends they are okay and stays. Yup, and I don't judge her for wanting to remove herself from this situation. There are many questions here, and while we are hearing it from one side, we can only take her word right, the facts of the case. 24 is rather young to have to take on teenage children. They can be difficult to deal with. One has to be quite compassionate to take on the care and well-being of others. I feel bad for the husband as he now has to care for his siblings, but he also can't expect his wife to do the same. He did the right thing, though. Not a hole. You're being honest about what you want, and forcing yourself into a life you don't want would only lead to resentment. Your husband didn't choose the situation either, but he's stepping up for his siblings because they need him. It's heartbreaking, but it's better to leave now than stay and make everyone miserable. That said, your timing might feel incredibly cold to your husband. He just lost his parents, and now his wife is leaving too. While you have every right to prioritize your happiness, don't expect him to see you as anything but selfish in this moment. It's okay to admit this isn't the life you want, but be prepared for people to judge you for it. Original poster replied, "But I didn't know how long I could have delayed the inevitable." Delaying it made no sense to me, because it's better not to give fake hope for years and pull the plug later on. Update: 5 days later, I had to delete my original ID because I got depressed by the comments. But later I realized I am not going to lie to myself and can't please everyone. Also, I will make some points clear in comments. I didn't factor cultural differences between West and Asian expectations in marriage. I was called gold digger. I make my own money and way more than him. No, I have nothing to dig here. Bridal stores are a multi-billion business in my country. I make good money. Also, I don't know how tough it is to open business in the USA and the West, but I started my store during last year of college as attendance wasn't mandatory. Easy to get bank loan, and my father gave his empty shop to open it. My husband got lease from his own relative, promoted our businesses through Instagram ads, and it worked out. Third world countries also have upper middle class people, who can afford foreign vacations. So please clear your facts. 2. People called me names, and that's their perspective. I agree. But I would rather be true to myself. I am 24, and I am not ready for such a hard task at this age, raising preteens, paying for their schools, college, etc., and I would have to delay my own motherhood, which I want in 3 to 5 years, when I am mentally prepared. People wished me to be infertile. I hope you grow up. Having a kid when I am mentally prepared is different from raising preteens. Yeah, I failed at my vows, I guess. But staying in a resentful marriage is going to harm us more in long run. Note when I start motherhood. Still, I would be doing most child caring because of cultural expectations from women. So I don't want to lose my years raising kids all the time. And I want to be in a position mentally to be a mother, which isn't now. 3. People said I am selfish for not raising kids. Here I know the fact that my husband would barely help with any household task. He already does it rarely. And I am not ready to be servant for next decade. This is not what I want for myself. I know men in your countries do 50-50 chores, and that is a good thing. I wish I could say the same. But I will be responsible for their care, while he will only contribute financially. Anyways, I and my ex met for final discussion. He asked me to come back and take on motherly duties for his siblings. I refused. I said, I understand. He can't go back and leave his siblings in others' care. I won't make divorce process tough for him. We started crying. He said he can't handle all the housework in his shop. Though we have house help, he feels overwhelmed and he said, I can do this better. I said no, and I am not going to do that. He got angry and said, then it is best we divorce, and he can remarry to some poor and less educated woman who can help his household than someone educated who can't even help. And called me some colorful names. Randy, us equivalent of whore. It pinched, but I didn't argue, and we are starting divorce proceedings soon. I know it is tough for him, but I don't want to be a bitter mother figure. We have some savings which we will split. That's it. The whole process is mentally draining, and I'm going to take some break from dating again and find myself. I got married too young because of puppy love during college days. I wasn't ready for all this, and I want to be mentally mature enough next time I marry. Yes, I want kids, and I will take care of motherly duties when the time comes. But at this point in life, that isn't going to happen. I want to enjoy fruit of my labor for some years before I give up my life for my children. The sacrifices it requires, I am not up for it. This is final update, and I will delete. This is because I know I am going to get abused here. That's okay, but I am not ready to be sacrificed at altar. Comment, somebody said. Yep. That comment from him about marrying a less educated woman. You escaped the life he planned for you. That was going to happen whenever kids came along. I would suggest finding someone less traditional before you remarry. Marriage and children shouldn't be a death sentence to your life. And prenuptial agreements are good ideas. Original poster replied, we don't have prenups here. Another commenter, I think you're smart for getting out early. You know exactly what's coming. So I think it's great that you're prioritizing your life, future children, and happiness. It may have gone differently if you knew their care wouldn't solely be your responsibility. It's crazy he reinforced that while simultaneously begging you back.
So I am a 42-year-old dad, and I have a wife, let's call her Amanda. We have 2 sons together. Let's call them Peter, 20 years old, and William, 18. The thing is, since my oldest turned 18, we have been no contact. To make it simple, on his 18th birthday, we had planned a party, but when we got home, he was nowhere to be found. Most of his stuff was gone. My son moved out at 18. We didn't know why, and it's been 2 years. He's blocked us all, even his little brother, whom he was so close just the day before leaving. It's tearing the family apart. Amanda still cries herself to sleep sometimes. William is a shell of himself, and so am I. He isn't staying at extended family's house, so until now, we really had no clue where he was. But last night, I was at a restaurant with coworkers when I saw one of his high school friends. We started talking about it. He saw how desperate and heartbroken I was, still 2 years after. And I guess out of guilt, he actually told me what happened. Basically, we are from Idaho, and he moved to Seattle for a fresh start. Apparently, my son is gay, and he preferred to cut contact with us instead of coming out to us and then supposedly being disowned. He apparently said he believed we would prefer to have no son at all than a gay son. And I mean, I understand where he is coming from. Living in a small town in Idaho where everyone knows each other and goes to church, I get why someone like him would be so scared to be true to himself here. But I'm going to be honest. I don't care. It was a shock, sure, a hard pill to swallow. I've even showed homophobic behavior before, but when it comes to Peter, I realized I just don't care. I just want him to be happy. I just want my son back. I spent the whole day trying to find his Instagram, and I actually did. I want to tell him how much I love him and that I don't care, but I don't know if he would like that. He left for a reason. Am I the a-hole if I contact him? Also, I didn't tell my wife William or everyone else. Should I? Relevant comments. Comments 1. Sadly, you're the a-hole. Why would you think your son would feel comfortable coming out to you if you have been homophobic before? And I have news for you. Being homophobic, but not when it applies to your own son, makes you even worse in my eyes. Anyone who feels fine hating somebody else's child, but changing your tune when it's your own, speaks to your lack of character. Your son left hoping for a better life. Leave him alone and hope he has found it. If he ever wants to contact you again, let it be his decision. I think you should tell your wife and your other son. William should know why his brother left so he doesn't feel any guilt about it. Original poster replied, "Thanks for the harsh but necessary truth. I will work on myself. This whole ordeal has made me realize what kind of person I am and I don't like it. Also, I will tell my wife and son tonight." Original poster responds to multiple comments on needing to do better for his estranged son. I am willing to change for my son because I love him so much. I believe that his decision made me realize how much I failed as a dad, and I owe him this. I'm truly ashamed he felt he had to cut contact to be himself. So yes, I will accept him. Thanks so much. Commenter 2. So here's the thing. You created an environment where your child did not feel safe. In fact, he felt so unsafe that he left without even a whisper. That speaks volumes to me. But then you literally cyber-stalked him to find him on Instagram. Do you honestly believe that this will make him feel safe? It won't. Trust me. My advice, if you truly want to change your ways, start by volunteering for causes like Trevor Project or something similar in your area. Start becoming involved and making a true difference in the world, so other kids can have a safe space when their own parents reject them. If your church teaches homophobia, stop attending that church and find one that is inclusive. They do exist, believe it or not. Basically, I'm telling you to start working on the man in the mirror and be the change that your son would be proud of. Until you do that, you have no hope of reconciling with your son. Do not contact him. Let his friend know that you would like to speak with him, but let him make the first move. Do better. Commenter 3. You're the a-hole for having made homophobic comments in front of your gay son, which ultimately made him feel unacceptable to you. But I do feel, if you are ready to truly accept and love the man he is, then some effort to heal the divide between you is in order. That said, you have to be willing and to be able to accept him, not just be nice at first and then try to change him. He clearly left because he knew you would harangue him for this. I have a gay grandson. Sadly, for religious reasons, his parents do not accept him. It was a very painful journey for him, but he has worked through this, and now he totally rejects his parents. It's a mess, but I can tell you that my gay grandson is one of the finest persons you could ever find, and that, to me, is what matters in the measure of a man. Don't bother to try to reconnect unless you can truly stand up for him and accept him. He left, I'd suspect, because he could not count on you for this kind of treatment. To answer your specific question, not the a-hole for wanting to reconnect with your estranged son if you can do so with an open heart and mind. Update. Hello everyone. I posted days ago about my oldest son, Peter, who moved out at 18 because he was gay and scared of rejection. Your response was overwhelming. As harsh as it was, the truth was necessary. As you advised, I decided not to contact him yet, ready to make efforts to prove to him I've changed when I do contact him. But I also decided to tell my wife and my other son, William. So I sat them down and told them what I told you guys, how I met one of Peter's friends when I was out, how he told me everything about Peter and how much we should love and support him regardless of who he is, etc. And that's when the shocking news came. William already knew everything. Apparently, 6 months after he left, Peter called William and told him everything. William didn't tell me much about what was said, but I know that they kept in contact, they text on a daily basis, and that Peter asked him not to tell anything to us. William, always loyal, did just that. Long story short, my wife was crying because she didn't realize how awful she had been acting, and William ended up texting Peter to tell him we knew somehow and that we loved him no matter what. Then Peter called me later, and while it was awkward at first, it quickly got better as we were catching up to life. That he was struggling with student loans, but that he was still doing great. I offered to gather money for his tuition, and he said, "I'll think about it." We talked a lot more. It was mainly my wife and I apologizing and telling him how much we love him, no matter what, and that we're proud of him, that we are willing to change for him. He said he will be calling us in a few days, and he will maybe visit this weekend. I genuinely didn't expect things to go this way, and I realize I'm so lucky he's even willing to talk to me. I swear, I'll make it right and love him no matter what. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. You and your wife are really lucky he will even talk to you. I can only imagine what he heard over the years from you two to make him leave the way he did. Original poster replied, I am well aware of this chance and extremely grateful for it. I will make it up to him, no matter what. Commenter 2. Well done. A tip. I know you offered money to help out, but right now it can come across as buying forgiveness or bribing him. If you do want to help him financially, it's important that you clearly communicate and stick to that. There are no strings or conditions attached. If you give him money and then bring it up when he doesn't visit often enough or don't forgive you fast enough, then you've poisoned the well twice over. Let him know that you want to help, but understand that it's not a fast ticket to his good grace and that you won't push it. Original poster replied, Thanks for the advice. Comment 3. You're doing exactly what a good parent should. Taking responsibility, owning your mistakes, and showing unconditional love. The fact that Peter is open to reconnecting speaks volumes about his love for you too, despite everything. It's amazing that William maintained that bond with his brother, and that your family is taking steps to rebuild trust and create a more supportive dynamic. Keep showing up for Peter. Words are a great start, but actions will show him you truly mean it. Wishing your family the best as you move forward together.